Welcome to the Team Solemn Circus deck profile. Today we're going over a new deck that it's not going to be, super tier 0 just yet. The next set that it drops, in the next core set, this deck is absolutely bonkers. So you guys saw Jason playing on the channel. I think you guys might have seen Todd as well. But, Jason's definitely our most avid Kashtira player. And then once the new set drops, we're probably going to see Connor on that. And myself, personally, I'm going to be on this because this deck is insane. So the whole purpose of this deck is, use this card here as long with the Mind Hacker to block your opponent's zones. You can actually get, I think it's 7 zones with the, turn 0 and stuff like that. And, you guys all know Fenrir. He's not the only one that does the stuff that he does, though. So let's just dive right in. So to start off, we start off with everyone's favorite Kashtira monster. You guys all know him. We're playing 3 Fenrir. This card, self-explanatory. Everyone knows him. Special summon if you control no monsters. If your opponent activates a card effect, you can just banish. A monster effect, you can just banish 1 card face down. Which does trigger your big guys, and you can search for any Kashtira monster. That includes himself and every other else guy in the archetype. So, very, very good to know. Card's insane, even crazier in the deck. Then we play 3 Unicorn. He's your spell searcher. Very, very crazy card. If your opponent activates a monster effect, you can look at your opponent's extra deck and banish a card face down. So he destroys your opponent's extra deck, as well as when he declares an attack. So, going through people's extra decks, getting to look at the extra deck, as well as just destroying a 1 card face down is just insane. Goodbye Rukulos, if you want to do that way, or, even elves. If they go through their elf turn, or the gigantic turn 1, you slap this down, then you attack, you can just get, choose 1 card that's really hard to get out. And just, stop their consistency pieces, just like that. Great card. We are playing the 1 Ogre. I think this card gets cut when the next set drops because you're going to be playing 3 of the Rhino Hearts of the deck. So for now we play it. This guy's here just for the trap card. And then for the other level 7 extenders, because this is just a level extender turbo deck, we are playing 3 Astral Karibo. You activate the effect, revealing the number 89. And then you summon itself out, it becomes level 7, so pretty good there. We're also playing the 2 Ascension of the Thunder. So it summons itself out by paying 3,000 life points. If it gets destroyed on the field, normally it doesn't really happen, but it could if you get maybe TT'd, if you're playing as a trap deck or something, they want to stop their, for the rank 7s, you gain 5,000 life points. So that's a nice little 2k gain, but it's really just there to spit out a level 7. And then we are playing the 1 Pankratops. This card's a level 7, so why not play it? And then we're playing we're playing the Brave package because Griffin is a level 7 as well as Illegal Knight's a level 7. Kind of feels illegal, but what do I know? And then we have the 3 Rights. You do not normal summon this deck. We are not playing the Psy Beasts. You don't really need these cards. You want to be able to normal summon, but you want to be able to activate the effect, but you'd rather have a negate or another level 7 on the field. So I found that this was just more consistent because you have 6 different ways to get to the deck, as well as, being able to discard with a card we'll talk about later. But so you're playing 3 of those and the 2 level 7s. And then we're playing the best hand trap in the entire format. We're playing D-Shifter. Tier is still tier 0, with the Shield stuff still being insane. You can just really hurt a lot of decks with this. A lot of decks can't play through it. It's kind of why Flundries is running around. But yeah, as long as we can play this card, we'll play it. We love banishing cards, so why not? That's it for the monster lineup. Now for the spells. We are playing the 3 Birth. Unfortunately, I only actually have 2 of them. I was going to get my 3rd, but I think I left it somewhere. Not very smart. Maybe it's in some bulk. I don't know, but you definitely play 3 of these cards. This card allows you to normal summon a level 7 without tributing any level 7. So you can even normal summon your Pankratops if needed. And then you can discard a card to, If your opponent activates a card effect and you control a Kashtira monster, you can target 3 cards in your opponent's graveyard, banish them face down. So that it gets anti-Ishizu. Pretty good. And we are playing the 3 Rite of Amarsyr to go with your tier stuff, as well as the Fateful, and then our Draco back. So yeah, you want your faithful stuff to go through. You're able to discard some cards, especially with like the Kashtira stuff, because they summon themselves out and then they're able to search for each other. So you're able to, if you have doubles, you can just pitch it and not worry about pitching your Draco back if you have it searched under like D-Shifter. So very important to know. Then for consistency, we are playing the 2 Sacred Stars of 7 stars, and we are playing the 2 Product Prosperities. You could bump this up to 3 if you want to play no Prosperities. I think Prosperity is very, very cool in this deck because the fact that it does trigger your Shangri-La. But I definitely like it. I think it's really cool. I think Prosperity is 100% worth it, but you know, you don't want to bump max out on 3s because this card is insane. Who doesn't like a draw 2? But if you use this one, you can't use that one. So gotta choose your battles, and unfortunately, I think Prosperity is just needed. Then we are teching in the 2 instant contacts. We're only playing 1 instant contact target. I might want to play 2 and then 2 instant contact target and then bump this up to 3. But unfortunately, it can just be a dead card, so we just choose not to play it anymore. You want to see it, but not always. You have lots of extenders, so we just choose not to. And then we are also playing the 3-dimensional fissure. This card was newly released, so why not play it? Card's absolutely insane. Good to know that also, if it's XYZ materials, they do not go to grave, so you can, you know, use it back with birth and stuff like that. It's very, very important to know. And then for the 2 traps, we play a Macrocosmos and a Preparations. You don't need to play 3 of these. Macrocosmos is a 1-of, I find. You could bump it up to 2, and then you need to play 1 of these. This card's absolutely bonkers. This is your trap card. Same thing like Double Cross. You just need to play 1. You have something to search it, so why not? With 3-dimension fissures, your Macrocosmos, as well as many, many other like D-Shifters, you do not need to see 3. You don't want to clog up your hand with too many banish stuff like that. And it's just not always good in every matchup. So you find yourself siding out sometimes if you're playing against like Flu or something like that. And now for the extra deck, we are playing 2 Shangri-La. This card's absolutely insane. I hope this card comes as the ulti, personally, in LTS 21, I believe. Personally, I think it deserves better than a super, but this card, insane. Then we are playing 2 Diabolos, the Mind Hacker. I don't know what they thought about this card. Like, this card is just, it's a soft once per turn. This card's not once per turn at all. So if you end up making like 2 of these, you might want to even bump this up to 3. You know, this on the field, you're banishing just cards after cards after cards. Locking out zones, just doing whatever you want, really. If you're playing against Pendulum, lock with the Pendulum zones. What can they do? For fun, you can lock out one of their zones. I definitely think that the first zone you should lock out is the main monster zone underneath where you're not occupying the link zone. So let's say you summon like this card in the link zone here. You want to lock out your opponents right underneath their zone that is open. You want to lock it out. So most link materials do point downwards or to the left and the right arrow. So you want to block those off as much as you can. Definitely, you know, worth it in the long run. If you're playing in Sprite, definitely been locking the middle zone, because no matter what they do, they're going to have a link monster point to one of those zones. Then we are playing the Big Eye. This is just a steal. I think that once, you know, the new stuff comes out in Phantom, I think it's Photon Hypernova, you can cut this for the new guy. He's absolutely crazy. Then we are playing the Burn card. Opponent activates effect, burn, burn, and burn. As we learned from Despia, burning is pretty crazy. So definitely needed to play. We're playing the Draco Slayer. It's a level 7, or Draco Slack. This art definitely is going to be cuttable once the new stuff comes out, but for now we're playing it. And then we are also playing the Titanic Moth and the Grazer. This is just to make Zeus. And this card is just anti-tier stuff, so we play that. And then we as well play the Zeus, because you're making lots of XYZs, so Zeus on the board feels pretty good. Now for the links, you don't make these tremendously, but they come up. You're going to play Asa. You're playing some Earth cards, as well as it definitely forces out some of the tier stuff. If you are the Yoshiza stuff, if you have like some of the Shuffler backs in Graveyard, and you just make the Earth Charmer, they're going to be prompt to shuffle back some stuff, and just catching them off guard with that just feels very, very great. And you don't want to shuffle them back like useless stuff. So if you're able to just like take it and link off with it, which we're going to see with some cards that we can go into very easily, just feels good to make them forced to use their Ashita stuff pretty early and pretty badly. We're playing level 7, so we're going to play the Soldier of Chaos. Glad this card came accessible to everybody. It's a great card. We are playing the Unicorn. Spin back cards has always been great, so why not? And then for our final link, we are playing the Access Code Talker. With these two cards, you're able to go super easily into Access Code Talker, especially with like using your stuff, and be able to pop. You don't have too much stuff to pop, but just swinging for game or going over, making it at a 53 plus any of your like little guys, which aren't really little. I don't know about you, but 2400 attack is pretty crazy to me. You're just able to swing over stuff like that pretty easily. So we'll take that for game. And for our last card, we are playing the Aqua Neos. This is your instant fusion target. He's level 7. I think there's 2 other targets you can use as well. But this one we had available, so we just used it. Shout out to Todd for letting us borrow this card. Aqua Neos is pretty cool. I think it's his favorite hero. I'm not too sure. But yeah. Hope you guys know the deck profile. Once the new set drops for Solemn Hypernova, I believe it's in January, we'll update this deck profile, and you guys will see it a lot more often in the duels. And watch yourself for the next Tier 1 meta.